I am driving home from a nice and easy hair color commercial audition, and I got the windows open, the music blasting, and I feel good. I mean, I think I got it. I hope I got it. It's 1992, and I have just moved to Los Angeles to be an actress. I got my auditions in the day, I waitress on the weekends, and until I get that big break, I have a part-time teaching job at a community college. And the class they've given me is basic sentence writing and paragraph building. I taught high school for a year in New York City, and I can certainly write a sentence and build a paragraph. Easy. First day of class, this young lady comes in. She's 30 minutes late. She's got on ripped up jeans, these giant earphones, and dark sunglasses. And I say, excuse me, class started 30 minutes ago. And she doesn't remove her earphones or her sunglasses. She just kind of walks past me, and she's like, well, LA Unified was closed, so I just figured the college was closed. And she just ignores me. And so I get all defensive and tough, and I'm like, LA Unified is grade school. This is college. Don't you know where you are? And I can't believe I said that. And she just turns. That a tan is gonna fade. You're gonna turn more white. Just one commercial, and I am out of here. So the students have this workbook, and they practice their sentences and their paragraphs, and they just sit in rows like factory workers, right? And they do the same thing over and over again. But this is the curriculum they gave me. I get to sit up at the front. I can sip my Diet Coke and suck on my tropical fruit-flavored Lifesavers. One day after class, this kid, Damien, he hands me a newspaper article, which I just stuff in my bag. And I go back to my Diet Coke, and I just think about my commercials. I'm home. Commercial went well. I'm sitting on my futon, and I take out the article. It's about Damien. He was in a gang. He went to prison, and now he's in community college changing his life. And I'm thinking, why is he giving this to me? What is he trying to show how tough he is? Or maybe this is his way of telling me who he is, which, well, it's entirely possible. I mean, there's just no room for any human connection in that class. It's just so disconnected and soulless and boring. I mean, even I am getting bored. 4 weeks in, I get this idea. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble, but I bring in a poem to an athlete dying young. It's about an athlete who dies young before he outlives his glory. So we read it, and I say, okay, what do you think the poem's about? And this shy kid, Jose, he raises his hand and he says, maybe it's good to die young before you're not famous anymore. And I'm thinking, yeah, good, he's thinking. And I see some of the kids, they're like shaking their head no, and some are nodding their head yes, and then boom, the room cracks open. Damien describes a friend who was stabbed young and never had a chance to become famous. And my friend with the sunglasses, she tells us about her brother who was shot during the Rodney King race riots. He was young and never had a chance to become famous. And then Lucas just stands up and points to his leg. Bullet fragments from a drive-by. And now his dreams of becoming a famous NFL player are gone, but he doesn't want to die young because he's got a baby on the way. And I'm listening to this, and my head is just spinning. I mean, I am so in the wrong place. I am out of my element. I mean, I am the Big Apple, Broadway, bagels. They're the streets of LA. And then in the back, this kid, Roberto, black watch cap, 4 gold hoop earrings, and baggy pants. And he looks around, and he says, what about my homes at the AIDS Project LA? My best friend is dying of AIDS, and I don't want him to die young. I must have looked like that deer, you know, the one that's frozen in the headlights, because I am just frozen. And my mind is racing. I'm like, oh my God, I never should have brought this poem in. I don't know what I was thinking. I am not a teacher. I'm a fraud. I'm sorry for your losses, and I just want to get out of here. And I say something like, we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. And then I have to go off to a commercial audition for Spick and Span floor cleaner. I get to the audition, and I'm in the room, and I see all these young ladies. They've got the sides, and they're mouthing the lines, and they're smiling in the air, and it just looks so silly. And the first line of the commercial copy, Sometimes 100 things I do at work don't satisfy me like one clean kitchen. At my work, babies, bullets, and stabbings. I was not thinking about a clean kitchen. And I bungled the audition. Next day, we continue our conversation, and they want to talk, you know, they're so open and interesting, and I bring in more poems, and then I bring in short stories, and I'm excited to share these things with them, and they want to talk about it. They're so present and open, and they want to be there, and I want to be there. And there's this connection starting, and I look forward to it, and it's slow, but I feel really comfortable, and I'm happy there. Last day, my friend with the sunglasses gives me a note, leaves. She says that when she first met me, she thought that I was snobby and white, but that she judged me by sight and not my inner self, and that I'm a dynamite lady. And I'm just sitting there in that empty classroom with that note, and I'm thinking how I did not want to be in this room, and how lucky I am that I didn't get that commercial and that I stayed. And now it's almost 30 years later, and I am still a teacher.